Hi, it's Tanya from Inkwell Press, and I'm here to tell you my little secret. I hate grocery shopping. I really do. I absolutely will do anything possible to avoid grocery shopping at any cost. I usually send my husband to the store. So I decided we wanted to create a notepad that would really streamline the grocery shopping process so I could get in, I could get out, get everything I needed as quickly as possible. So that's kind of the story behind why we designed the grocery notepad. Okay, let's go over a few of the features. First of all, you'll notice it's a nice generous size. We wanted to give you plenty of room to write down your groceries. It is 11 by 7.5 inches. And each of the pages is nice, thick, premium 80-pound paper, so it feels really, really nice to write on. There is a solid chipboard backing, and there's about approximately 50 sheets of paper on each pad. So if you're using this once a week, it's going to work for you for an entire year. Okay, so let me show you a little bit about how the notepad works. You'll notice, first of all, that we have different headings here, and I left the sections blank. All of the other grocery notepads I've ever seen are already pre-filled with what the designer really likes to eat, and that never seemed to work for me. I really wanted to leave it blank so that you could fill in your own family favorites. You know, maybe if I write down mushrooms because I love mushrooms, your family doesn't, and you have to avoid it and cross it off each week. Much better to leave it blank, in my opinion. So we left it nice and blank. Now, if you notice, there are headings on here that correlate with the grocery store layout. Okay, so we have fresh produce, deli and bakery, beverages, dry goods, breads and grains, snacks, baking, spices and condiments, seafoods and meats, dairy products, refrigerated, freezer, canned goods, household needs, and beauty and pharmacy. So the way that this works is as I'm sitting down and filling out my grocery list for the week, I have my recipe sitting out, and when there's an item that goes under produce, I put it here. And there might be an item that's under dry goods during that same recipe, but I can pop through to the different sections and fill it in. Okay, once I have filled it all the way in with all the recipes of what I'm doing for the week, I'm ready to go to the store. I can rip this off and bring it to the store. Now, the way it works to help streamline and make it faster is when I'm in the produce section, I'm getting everything that's there. The bananas, the oranges, the onions and potatoes. And I know before I leave that produce section, everything that's in produce better be in my cart. And then I move on to the next section. Maybe that's deli and bakery. And then I don't leave deli and bakery until all of the items underneath this heading are in my cart. So this helps avoid that thing that you do when you're on the opposite end of the grocery store over in the freezer section and you realize you forgot to get garlic cloves or you forgot to get Brussels sprouts and you have to sprint all the way across the grocery store and go get it. This notepad is going to help you avoid that. Okay? Now, the way you can use this is you can easily rip it off and fold it in half and place it in the front section of your cart so it sits upright. The way that I used to use it for when I had smaller children is I would give it to my kids, I fold it in half, and then while we were going through the grocery store, I would say, okay, we're in the produce section, and then we need bananas. Find the word that starts with a B. So I would teach my kids, I used to be a teacher, so everything is a teachable moment in my house, right? I would use it so that I could teach my kids their letters, and then later on their reading skills, and that kept their hands busy, so they weren't pulling down the pyramid of canned goods, or they weren't asking for candy and snacks and things like that, because they were busy. I gave them a job to do, and they felt very important at the same time. So that is how I use my grocery notepad. Okay, if you have any questions about the notepad or really any of our products, you can always feel free to email us at hello@inkwellpress.com. Okay, happy grocery shopping.